Hey everyone, welcome to my commentary of my 2016 year in review mix that I did obviously last year in 2016. So I'll be putting out a mix in a couple of days I'll probably upload the My Little Pony mega mix of 2017 first, and then I'll upload the 2017 everything mega mix after that because I still have to finish that one off. So yeah, I thought it'd be not a bad time to actually go back and do a retrospective. I want to have a look back, see how I've improved, see what was great, see what wasn't so great about my 2016 roundup, because it's always a mix I've loved putting on in car trips. I've got a CD of it in my car, and it's always been a mix you listen to and you cringe at some things and you smile at some things, and it's always been nice like that. And while I'm going to be listening, I'm going to be painting some models, because a lot of people will just put games and stuff in the background, and I don't really do that, so I'm going to paint some models. Why not? Let's get into the mix. Starting with the Skytrick remake of The Eve of War. So the original Eve of War was from War of the Worlds, and this is the Pendulum remix, which was never released, and Skytrick remade it.
Years of the 19th century. No one would have believed in the last years of the 19th century that human affairs were being watched from the timeless worlds of space. No one could have dreamed we were being scrutinized as someone with a microscope studies creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. Few men even considered the possibility of life on other planets. And yet, across the gulf of space, minds immeasurably superior to ours regarded this Earth with envious eyes. And slowly and surely, they drew their plans against us.
So, I'm not really sure why I thought it'd be a good idea. Not really sure why I thought it'd be a good idea to put a bloody song from like 2010 in this mix. Even though it was like a remake, it was literally just a remake. So I don't know. It's a great song. I love it. It's got some kick to it. The original Pendulum mix is like great. But yeah, why it's in this mix is a question for me that I'm asking myself now. But yeah, great opening track. I like it. Skytrick did a really good job. It's quite a faithful remake. To the original. Even though you can never really get a sort of live sound, it gets pretty close. That's important. Oh, and I'm painting a kit-bashed Tauros, which is the Forge World vehicle for Imperial Guard with a heavy flamer. It's got like tracks and stuff. It's not really the actual model, but whatever. And I'm painting some Stormtroopers as well, so I don't know how far I'm going to get through there. But we'll see, I guess. Coming into the mix at the moment. I can just hear it in the background. You probably can't, because it's actually a great transition. I love this transition. Completely stole the idea of having the second track as Saltwater from Group Therapy 200. But, you know, it's a good transition, so, you know, not gonna really get angry at myself for stealing that. So, yeah, Kreider remix of Saltwater, absolute banger, one of the best tracks of last year. Actually, pretty much every song in this mix is an absolute banger, when I think about it. Yeah, oh god, what a transition. I like that. There'll be some crap transitions in this mix, but that wasn't one of them. I think that actually might have been a key match. It wasn't intentional. If it was, I still don't key match, to be honest. But when it does happen accidentally, it's always pleasant. Crap, I'm running out of red. That's the color I actually need. This breakdown is just sublime. It's just so good. Kreider did a great job. Chicane did a great job. Again, it's not actually a 2016 track, it's a 1996 track. Does it belong here? Yeah, I think it had a pretty important place in 2017, especially for me. Sort of when I was in my progressive trance phase. I still am in progressive trance phase. This was massive for me. First heard it at Group Therapy 200. Yeah, and it's pretty banging trance, to be honest. It introduced me to Chicane, which I'm grateful for. I had no idea who Chicane was until I heard this. And that's always welcome, because Chicane's a bit of a legend. Coming into the mix now is Mega by Super 8 and Tab. First heard this song in Armin's set at EDC. Pretty good set, actually. Introduced me to a lot of good songs. First State remix of Heading Up High being probably the biggest one, which for some reason didn't make this mix. I actually can't remember why I included this rather than Heading Up High. Oh, it's because there's another Armin Van Buuren song coming later and I want to play that. Yeah. Mega's a good song, but Heading Up High is... First State remix is way better than Mega. No offense to Super 8 and Tab. I do love you guys. Great song. Does the transition work? I think it works. It's pretty simple. Like, I don't even think 4 months of DJing experience make you cock up that transition. Yeah, I reckon this song deserves a place in the mix. It's a good track. Definitely, probably not my favourite song of last year, but definitely up there. Right, let's start these stormtroopers. Paint all over my hands. Oh, whatever. And if someone in the comment section is thinking of telling me to thin my paints, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to thin my paints. I want to put on one thick coat. Don't want to be like Duncan. Cutscene. A little red. Whatever. Coming to the mix now is the Maya Levy remix of Sink the Lighthouse. Oh boy. This is a good song. We should have started the mix in. Frozen. How helpful. So yeah, definitely need to start the mix in later. This clashes a lot. I still don't know if I like this transition. It's not a very good one, I don't think. It gets the job done. But the vocals start before the phrase of this one finishes, so it's not ideal. But yeah, anyway, Sink the Lighthouse. Great track. Probably... it's either Tune of the Year or second to Celestial Berserkers, which is next. Kind of interesting they put two top tunes of the year next to each other, but that's fair enough. Yeah, Maya Levy did a fucking great job with this song. If you haven't heard it yet, I'll stop talking because it's sublime.
Since fear itself is cruel and selfish, a contradiction.
This song, history with this song. So, first time I heard this song was the first day of my holidays at watching Group Therapy 200. There's a lot of Group Therapy 200 songs in here. Yeah, it was the first day of my holidays after school, and like I was in best mood I could ever be, and I think that probably influenced my music a bit because, God, the amount of songs in this mix, in subsequent mixes, in this year's Year in Review mix from Group Therapy 200 is slightly insane. That I reckon I probably would have bought 90% of the songs in 200. It's pretty insane when you think about it. But yeah, it's a great song. Group Therapy 200 was a great thing, a great show. Coming into this now, the guitars, Celestial Berserkers, one of the other two top songs of the year. This is a bit of an experimental transition. I don't know if I'd do it again. Especially because it cuts off the second breakdown of Sink the Lighthouse, which is kind of fucking one of the best parts of the song. It raps over the breakdown, it raps over the build, it raps over the drop. I don't know, is that a good thing? Maybe it would have worked as an acapella. I need to try that. Why don't I just fucking spray them red? That would be more intelligent than painting them. Oh, stupidity. Well, I actually have no idea what I'm trying to paint. Could be a problem. Oh. I guess it works. The transition works, it's just not great. I love this song.
Massive class of fascists taking action, making traction, anticipating planned invasion. Ran from the nation, where do they go? Acting evasive, we standing strong in a battle formation. Pedal to the metal, better settle vendettas. Never take your eyes off the enemy, defy the lies. Lives on the line, look past the lies, and it's asinine.
I wasn't sold on the whole Ponies of Dawn idea until I heard this song. And then bought Ponies of Dawn Voyager. This is Voyager, yeah. I was just like, oh, why would I want so many songs? And then they're like probably all crap if you know they're selling that many songs for that cheap. And then so I heard Celestial Berserker. I'm like, what the fuck is this big room rap pirate metal shit? And yeah. After I heard that big room rap pirate metal shit, I'm like, wow, if all the other songs are this quality, I have to buy Voyager. In the end, not every song on Voyager was as good as this big room rap pirate metal song, but I don't think you can get better than this big room rap metal rap pirate song. It's a great song. Coming into the mix is Progressive Element, Ghost House. I don't like this song anymore. I don't know what happened to Future House. Future House just disappeared in 2017. Everyone was saying like, oh, 2017 is going to be the year of Future House. Future House is going to take over the world. Watch it, Future House, the main stage of Ultra, and then Future House just disappeared. This transition's shite. Oh god. Why do I have two melodies over the top of each other? Why did I let the fucking instrumental come back in? Yeah, no, sorry, Progressive Element, but I just don't like this song as much as I used to. I think because I think it must have came out for Halloween. So it would have been like only 2 months before I recorded the mix. So I think it still had the sort of halo effect from being new on it. That's definitely something I've tried to rectify in my latest mix. Not just play new stuff that was released in the past 3 or 4 months. And play it because I like it because it's new, play it because I actually liked it at the time. Because I definitely did like the song at the time, but not as much as some of the other songs that I left out. It's also at the wrong point in the mix. I would have put this earlier. I probably should have put this earlier. Then again, the next song's also Future House, so maybe I should have put the 2 Future House songs earlier. I don't know. I'm never going to re-record this. That's one of the things I have learned in the past 12 months, like programming a set and how to like make a set that flows from point A to point B rather than just like throwing songs to a similar BPM together. TLDR, that's alright. Don't think I would have, if I did this again, I wouldn't include it. Another Future House song coming in at the moment. Mix was way too early. We're gonna have two melodies again. But thankfully the melodies are pretty similar, so it sort of worked, but not really. Cool dude. Astropad, you can't see it well. Coming into the mix. Luck the To the Club, another Future House song. That's alright. I don't know. I find that a lot of Future House just sounds pretty similar. Yeah, that's not bad. A lot of trance sounds similar, a lot of big rooms sound similar, but definitely like the sustain on the melody more than the really short melody on Ghost House. I think for that reason this song has definitely lasted longer than Ghost House. Even though, God, I speak Pierogi on the station, I still like probably listen to this song a bit more. It's alright. I think I played this as a gig once. Didn't go down too well. It's not quite the Future House Eat, Sleep, Rave, Repeat as people billing it as. Not quite. The steel drums in the background. That means we are coming into Thug Life by Richard Gray, which is a remix of a Snoop Dogg song. Aftermath, I think? I don't know. It's a Snoop Dogg song. I'm not really a rappy person. There's two vocals on the songs here. That's not very good. That's not good at all. That's cool though. I like this part. You get the melody, the snare drums, and the vocal, and there's no melody for Thug Life, so that works. Banger of a song. I played this at the 2 live sets I've ever done. Even though the second one there was kids around, and the MC gave me bad looks for playing it because there was kids and it swears. So mistakes were made there. It's a good song. Again, does it belong in a 2016 in review mix? It was released in 2016. Is it really a song from 2016, or is it a song from when Snoop Dogg was around releasing music? Probably the second one. That's still a good song though. When did I first hear this? Oh, I first heard this in Knife Party's set at Ultra in 2016. Great set, but that was actually the set that inspired me to DJ, because I'm just like, oh, I can't play drums like KJ, but I can DJ like Gareth, probably, maybe. And to this day, I still can't DJ like Gareth, but, you know, I'm getting closer than I would be to drumming like KJ. Yeah, it's a pretty good song. I like it. This next transition's pretty shit. Full warning. I tried to copy the Knife Party thing where you put the 2 climaxes at the same time and then you switch the drops, but I didn't do it very well. The drum patterning's off. That was a nice try though. I can do it now with Rage Valley. I can copy Knife Party now. So in 12 months, I've learned to copy Knife Party. What's this? Oh, the song is the extended mix of Egomania by Silverhound featuring Black Griffin. It's really generic Big Room. No, it's not even. Is it big? I think it's generic Big Room. Well, it's pretty generic either way. My opinions of Black Griffin have changed slightly since I joined the station. He's still an okay singer. But there's just not a lot going on in this song. I don't think Silverhound ever got around to releasing the album that this song was a single for. So, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, these lyrics are a lot harsher in hindsight once you actually hear about how Black Griffin actually is. I didn't know that at the time. It was a good song. I'm gonna turn the lights on. And as God and someone else, not Audio Freak, Audio Tricks, as God and Audio Tricks said, let there be light. Coming into the mix now is a Liquid Harmony song. He's not had a very good year, and it's all his own fault. But I do feel sorry for him. I always liked Liquid Harmony. He was a nice guy. His music was solid. Also, it was never anything incredible, but it definitely had promise, so I was supporting him on Patreon at the time. Unfortunately this year he submitted a project file track to Ponies of Dawn, so he's been pretty much removed from the community entirely. Which is a shame. He was a nice guy. He made decent music when he actually did make his own music. He just didn't make music good enough for himself, so he decided to do this. But this next song, as far as I know, is him. It's actually quite a nice song. It doesn't belong in this part of the set. It belongs at the start. The transition out was actually pretty good. I'm surprised at how well it worked. But it did work. And that's the most important thing. Yeah, like, you don't even notice that there's, that Egomania is leaving. Oh lol, I left it... So my library, if a file is a wave, it has a wave after the name, and I've just realized in the description I've actually tagged it as the grid wave. Just little things like that, they're just so stupid errors to make, and I felt like I was making a lot of stupid errors. And still uploading things, because I don't really care. I still don't care if I make stupid errors and still upload things. I just don't make the errors as often. Thankfully. Improvement. Enthusiastic improvement over 12 months. But yeah, poor Liquid Harmony. I do feel sorry for him. He started again. I still play his music, actually. I probably actually should contact him and ask him what's his, but I still play his music. His songs are, like, not bad. This is actually a very progressive techno-y song. I fucking hate techno, but just something about this track. Maybe because it had a Tron pony on the front. Tron ponies make everything more attractive. Am I right, lads? Hit me up in a comment if you think Tron ponies are good. Like, comment, and subscribe. Comment for a free iPhone 9. Not an iPhone 10, I'm too poor for that. When does it come into the mix? Soon. Something's gonna happen soon. Yeah, that's it. Coming into the mix now is Ocean Lab from Group Therapy 250. Another Chance by Ocean Lab and it's just Ocean Lab, lol. It's a good song. Yeah, no, this is definitely belongs to the mix. It belongs further at the start. Yeah, it's a good song. These days I don't play it straight. I would mash it up with Language by Paul Robinson because it's a great mashup and 7 lines is a bit of a legend. But yeah, no, it's still a good track. Definitely belongs there. The transition in was good. The transition out is also good, so that's always welcome. Well, no, it's debatable whether the transition out is good. We'll see. Oh god, I need new paintbrushes. Holy shit. Sorry, did I just swear? This is a Christian server.
I know the time will come when I will learn to love again. I know the time will come when I won't hold on to the past. I know the time will come when I
Right, 4 stormtroopers down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stormtroopers to go. That's just one coat. Ugh. I love gaming with Warhammer and painting just shits me to tears. More coke and more beats. Always the solution. Don't do drugs, kids. Do math. Fuck you up twice this time. Try a different paintbrush. Yeah, this looks like that paintbrush. So yeah, second track of Group Therapy 200. Second track? Yeah, it was... The first track of Group Therapy 200 was the Fatum and Judah cover of Love on a Rail Train, which I'm also including, which I'm including in my 2017 year in review mix, along with about 1 billion other tracks from Group Therapy 200, because it was just such an intense set. It was a really good set. Yeah, like hands down, I think you can judge a set by how much music it gets you to buy, especially if it's a producer set or a label demo set, as this one, as Group Therapy 200 was. And I think I bought probably bought 90% of Group Therapy 200, the Above and Beyond set, so I'd call that a success. Good job, Above and Beyond. Good job. Rip my bank account, but...
second chance. Only the brave find
Man, I can actually hear Language playing right now in my head because I played it as a mashup so many times. Again, this song is too late in the mix. We're getting into where the big room should be, where the hardstyle should be. And coming in at the moment is, in my opinion, still one of the best tracks, one of the best pony tracks ever produced. Techo, you're a fucking legend. So, the song coming in. It's just the bass line happening at the moment, we'll get the drums soon. Is the Techo Girl remix of The Spectacle by Daniel Ingram featuring Lena Hall. You know why this transition works? Another Chance vocals are the first half of the phrase, and then the second half is the Spectacle vocals. So it's not a great transition, but it is passable. Oh my god, I hate dubstep, I love this song. Is it the pony vocals? Maybe. Is it Techo's sound design? Maybe. Is it the fact that it's got a double time section? Definitely. But yeah, no, I love this song. I think I'll be opening a mix soon with this song, so keep your eyes out for that. But I think I can do a better job mixing in and out of this song in 2017. But I guess time will tell when I use it next. I don't think I can play it in the full spectrum because I've already played it in an episode, but yeah. The Spectacle is probably one of the best songs in my own phone. Even without a remix, it sounds incredible. Ah, okay. Coming into the transition. Coming into the transition is one of the first mashups. Not really a mashup actually, but one of the first really unusual transitions I found. It's the Twig remix of the Armin van Buuren remix of Dominator by Human Resource. I need to start the phrase later. I realize that now. So the wah would have started in the dubstep. That would have worked better. That's such is life. And now we're getting vocals overlapping because I started too early. No, that's fair enough. So here's the cool part of this mix. At this moment now, I start in the background the Bass Modulators remix of Dominator. But it's at the same tempo. So it sounds like the same song. And then here's where it gets tricky. As soon as the phrase finishes, I kick the tempo up to 150, and now we're playing hardstyle. It's a great transition. To this day, that is one of the proudest things I've discovered on my own. Because look, no one notices you're playing hardstyle now. But looking back now, there's something missing from that, and it's everything in between big room and hardstyle. So your big room trance, your hard trance, your side trance, your dubstep, and they're all not there. and I think I was kind of telling of the music I was listening to at the time. I'd always been a fan of hard trance, but in 2016 especially, I just sort of discovered hard trance that I'd already listened to and didn't really work on DJing with stuff from new artists that I've discovered. So I don't actually have, there was like only 3 or 4 songs in my library from 2016 at the time that were hard trance, so I'm just like, oh, I'll just skip it. They weren't very good songs anyway, I can't remember what they were. Actually no, I do. This is a good song. I know Bass Modulators are still playing this song in all their sets, because it's a good song. Like that, where works so great with the hardstyle. What is it? What's that? So I learnt the history of that synth sound on the weekend. So it's not going to play when I want it to play, is it? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. No, that's not it either. Fuck. There it is. So that sound was actually a preset on one of the original synthesizers. So the reason you can hear it everywhere from like the new Rihanna song, Chocolate, I think it's called Chocolate, or Chocolate Milkshake or something, is because it was in a preset on a synthesizer, so everyone used it because they had no idea what they were doing. Well, they had some idea what they were doing, but they just used presets to start off with. So that's a cool bit of music trivia for you. It might win you a pub trivia game sometime. It might not. I don't know. Now, the skitsest transition in the whole mix is coming up. And I promise, this is... What he says next will shock you. 7 photos seconds before disaster. There it is. So I talked about before about skipping all the 138 BPM trance. I was lying a little bit. There is this next song. Sideform and Suadea, Codes of Life. At the time, I didn't know that Dark Psy was a thing. I didn't know that Psy style was a thing. But what I did know was that Psytrance at 150 BPM sounded fucking awesome. And I guess I just sort of instinctively discovered that as I got more into the harder styles and I got deeper into Psytrance. This transition doesn't work at all, but it almost does, so I don't know. Great song. There you go. Yeah, does this song sound good at 150 BPM? Fuck yeah, it does. Originally it's a 138 trance song. I actually can't listen to it at 138 anymore, it's just too slow. So I have a pitch shifted version of my computer that does. Because I just heard it in this mix so many times at 150 and I'm just like, man, that sounds so good. Definitely wasn't as into Psytrance back then as I was now. Ever since I sort of discovered Vinny Vici and he was on my gateway drug, and then like Seven Lions and Arctic Moon, Asterix, Infected Mushroom, all those guys, and Selene Montorsi even, have been pushing me more towards Psytrance. So the 2017 review will have I think twice as much Psytrance and probably some Psy style as well. And a bit of the My Little Pony mix has some Dark Psy as well, which will sound a lot like this, to be honest. I wonder if they work together. This is a cool breakdown. I love learning things in psytrance songs. He's done.
We've been digitizing code into a new phase of biology with designing and synthesizing life, paring it down to minimal components, going from the analog world of biology to the digital world of computer.
Why did I think that one gate FX in the whole... in an hour mix I used one effects, and it was a gate effects for 3 seconds. Straight flat. I think that was an off-the-cuff thing that I didn't plan. I'm like, oh, I wonder what this effects does. Turns out it was the gate effects. That was a dumb idea. It didn't add anything to the mix. Coming into the mix now, Segments of Life, Party Effects, great song. So that sort of hybrid trap, hardstyle, trap? I don't even know anymore. Fuck genres. I hate genres. Trappy, hardstyle-y beat. This transition shouldn't work, but it does. Yeah, it definitely works. I don't know why. To this day, it still mystifies me. Why this, like, happy hardcore, hardstyle song, trap song fits with psytrance at 150. That was kind of sudden, but it was alright. I think I forgot to change the tempo back to 155. Yeah, it's definitely way too slow. So it's sitting at 150 right now. It's not supposed to be sitting at 150. Sigh. Mistakes. It's a great song though. I think I played it in like 7 or 8 mixes by now. Yeah, because I would have played in this. I played it in the first Life at 150 mixtape. Played it in my DEF CON audition. Played it in the second Life at 150 mixtape. Played it on Full Spectrum. Yeah, that's like 5 or 6 times. If I ever meet Segments of Life, it's just going to be the biggest spaghetti you've ever seen. Holy moly. This is cool. Listen. Like, the melody is a vocal chop. How cool is that? Definitely a great song. Why is there not more hardstyle in this mix? I don't know. I was only just getting into hardstyle, to be honest. Here's the speed up. Now this is an interesting transition. So we're going into Skyrunner and Haiti, Guardian of Dreams, which is Neurofunk. Neurofunk has been on the money in 2017, not that I've been listening to a lot of it. Pretty much fell out of love with drum and bass in 2017. I still like some of the chiller stuff from Haiti and Pronytronic, but this sort of stuff, whatever. The transition was garbage. It was a nice idea, like layer the build-up and the... layer the build-up with the other build-up and then double drop them. But my phrasing was off and the double drop didn't work. I think it had potential, but not something I'd do again. Not something I'd try again. Well, I don't need to now that I have Happy Hardcore. That's interesting, that's something that's also missing in this mix. Happy Hardcore. Yeah, see how sudden that is? Not very good. Great song though. Wow. Hey T, Daddy. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened to my drum and bass obsession. Because, that's okay. So in 2016, I rediscovered Pendulum when they came back, and like, when I rediscovered Pendulum, I rediscovered them hard, like really hard. They were my top artists. I was in the top 1% of listeners to Pendulum on Spotify. Beat that. And I think I over-listened to drum and bass a lot and got into trance hard. So I never really... Actually, to be honest, my entire drum and bass library is My Little Pony and Pendulum and acts associated with Pendulum to this day. So I actually never got involved in the drum and bass scene. I just really love Pendulum. So I can do a decent drum and bass set, but it's going to sound a lot like My Little Pony and a lot like Pendulum, and not really a lot else, which is not very good. What's next? This transition is next. So coming in is the Age of Vinyl bootleg of Feel Good Inc. by the Gorillaz. Is it a bootleg or a cover? I guess it's a cover. I think Age of Vinyl exists. And I've actually heard Age of Vinyl found his voice before in chat, so I wouldn't know. It's a good song. You did a good job. You did a good job, Age of Vinyl. If that is really your real name. Man, I remember showing this to one of my friends and he nearly threw my phone out of the classroom. He's like, "Oh, you've desecrated the Gorillaz with your female vocals." And I don't think I showed him music again for a long time. It's a good song. I don't think I've ever played it since, but good song. The question is, does it belong in this part of the mix? Because it's kind of up-tempo, but I actually think it's less intense than the earlier songs. If I did this again, I'd put Feel Good Inc. and Guardian of Dreams at the start, and then find a way to mix that into the E4, because the energy level, like, it's up-tempo, but the energy level isn't there. This almost has the most skitziest phrasing. To this day, I've just given up trying to mix it, because the vocals are not in the same, like, pattern as that's the wrong word, but the vocals aren't in the same, it's really hard to mix the vocals with everything else, is what I'm trying to say. Very slowly, it's been a big day. And then, final song on this interesting mix is coming in now. Does it belong here? It fucking doesn't belong here. See, that transition doesn't work. Oh, the song is, Cell Dweller presents Circles of Dust, Machines of Outer Space. I really was obsessed with this song. And it's a good song, but I don't think it... Oh, shit. Classic, just ripped the mic off. It's a good song. I don't think it belongs in an EDM mix. Because programming is a thing. And genres is a thing. I wonder if it'd work with hardcore though. It might. I could imagine dropping this in a hardcore set. But obviously I'm not playing hardcore, so like, why the fuck? It's alright. It's a good song, but it just doesn't belong here. It's kind of telling that the hardest stuff I actually had was like some euphoric hardstyle into some like God, it would have been euphoric hardstyle into like chiller drum and bass. So really the peak energy at this set is not the end. The peak energy is Segments of Life, which is 3 songs from the end, so the programming's off, obviously.
Well, I see my fame has reached the start. But let me give you a bit
And that's actually quite telling of what I was listening to at the time. I was definitely into lower energy stuff than I am now. Like, my upcoming mixes are going to finish with, like, I'm going to finish with Yan Dancer on both mixes because Gabba is good. That's alliterative. Gabba is good. But yeah, no, like, I like raw style now, I like Gabba now, I like all the hardcore genres.
government of the people, by the people, for the people.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, I like a bit of Gabba now, I like some of the harder genres now. You can thank Hoofy, you can thank Stephen Game. You bastards, you've been radicalizing me. I'm going to report you to ASIO for radicalizing me into liking hard beats. Grrr. Especially you, Clayton. Grrr. I reckon this time next year I'm going to like Frenchcore and I'm never going to forgive myself for that. Grrr. I like the sample use in this song. Actually, I like the sample use in all Circles of Life songs. Circles of Dust songs. But actually, no, I haven't listened to a single Circles of Dust song this entire year, other than this song. So, I think it's kind of telling of how much I value the band. Not very highly. Actually, let's go through the songs. I've listened to The Eve of War, I've listened to the Kryder remix of Saltwater, I've listened to Mega. Didn't listen to Ghost House or To The Club. Listened to Thug Life a couple of times. Celestial Berserkers, Sink the Lighthouse, yeah. They're all pretty good. The harder stuff, I haven't listened to any of that. I'll listen to Codes of Life a couple of times. Spectacle, listen to that a lot. Spectacle. What's here? Sink the Lighthouse and Celestial Berserkers, definitely the top 3 in this mix. They were the top 3 then, they're the top 3 now. Just because they're great songs, they're absolute bangers. Oh, it's finished. Ah, well, we're done then. Thanks for coming through with me. I think it was a mix where I didn't know what I was doing. So half the time it's like great stuff that I didn't know, but I didn't know why it was great, and half the time it was not so great stuff, and I didn't know why it wasn't great either, but I knew it didn't sound great. So I'm still fucking proud of this mix. It's after this is 4 months. This is 3 or 4 months of experience. Yeah, 3 months of experience, and to be able to do this, I'm really proud. It has some problems, but it's always one I've put on in the car and still gone, yeah, I'm cringing a little bit at this transition, but I thought it was a good one at the time. But this year in Review Mix, I actually think is dead on the money once I record it. I've done practices, but I haven't actually got around to recording it yet. So, yeah, if you enjoyed this mix, if you enjoyed me rambling over this mix, consider subbing the channel, because there will be a 2017 My Little Pony mix. That'll be a 2-hour mega mix of best My Little Pony songs of 2017. And then there'll either be a 2.5, or 3-hour mix of best all songs of 2017 coming out in either a week or 2 weeks. Yeah. And both of those mixes, I can 100%, you know the 100 emoji? 100 emoji % say they are better than this mix. Like, they actually have good programming and transitions. So, yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble. I know I got a lot out of listening to this stuff and cringing a little bit. I always do that. But if you got something out of it, I'm happy as well. You can listen. I'll put a link to just the audio, because I didn't record video at this time. Just the audio, which is on Mixcloud. I'll put a link in the description so you can have a read. And yeah, peace everyone. I'll keep in touch on the channel. Yeah.